What's up? What's up? What's up, tribe? Here we come. Here I come. How's everybody doing? What's good? What's good? What's good? Happy Sunday to you all. We're going to go ahead and get into this live review. I do not have a guest co-host with me today. It's just me. It's just me. But we're going to make it do what it do. What's up, Cookie? Hey, Vovo. What's up, Lemon Kush? How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm taking my earring in. How y'all doing? So, this episode ain't really give us a lot, so it ain't gonna take us long to get through it. Y'all still hanging in there with Love and Marriage DC? Y'all still hanging in there with the show? Let me share this out because I don't think the notification went out. I don't know, maybe it did, child. Because a few of y'all are here. I think Kamisha might still be live too. I'm not sure. But we're gonna share this out. And then we're gonna get this party started. Monique, is this messy like on Potomac? Yeah. It was definitely that whole situation with Winter is definitely giving me. First of all, you've known this woman for 15 years, but you've never seen this side of her. I might have to call BS on that one because a person can't hide who they are for 15 years. Not if y'all were friends. I mean, this, and again, sometimes people use the word friend a little too loosely because everybody ain't your damn friend. You know what I mean? But for y'all to be talking about y'all were friends for 15 years, but you never seen this side of her, I might have to call BS on that one. I don't know. I might have to call some BS on that one, Momo. But let's get into it, child. Let's go on and get into this. So this episode, it starts off. We basically see Monique and Chris dealing with their new normal. Monique got the job at the radio station, so Chris has daddy duty in the morning with all three of the kids. And I feel like he was making it happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, it's always easy to be on the outside looking in thinking you know what really somebody's doing and you know how hard it is. But when you really have to do it and you juggling three kids first thing in the morning, it ain't as easy as you might think it is. You know what I'm saying? It is not as easy as you might think it is. And then we see Monique at the radio station. She said, listen, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I've always wanted. This is, I manifested this when I was a kid. I used to play radio. I've been doing the podcast. So for me, it's definitely what I want, and I love it. I don't know if Monique's still on the show or not. I know because again, I told you I don't really listen to radio, so she may still be doing the show, but she said this is definitely where she wants to be. She gave Chris some advice and told him basically he can't wait to the last minute. He got a plan. He has to have a schedule and have a plan in place. Listen. I don't understand why they can't just hire a nanny. I mean, if you homeschooling, hire a teacher. Like I just, sometimes I feel like we make our lives harder than it has to be. Y'all have the money, y'all can afford it. Child, get you a damn why does it feel like my light not right? Child, get you a damn nanny and call it a day. But maybe that's just me. You think she's still on? Yeah, again, I don't listen to WPGC. I don't listen to the radio. So I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check because I think she might still be on. Because I mean, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long that she was announced it. Because I feel like they announced that she was going to be on WPGC around the same time they announced the show. Because I remember thinking, damn, Monique picking up all kinds of jobs. So I think she's still on there because it hasn't been that long. It's only been maybe 4 or 5 months. Because what I'm realizing is that they filmed this show really quickly because it is June now, and a lot of this stuff was filmed recently. Because Monique just got that radio gig it within the last 6 months, so they filmed this show really quickly. A lot of times on these reality shows, there's a long lag time, especially like the Housewives because there's so many franchises and they have to spread it out. they might be filming now. Like right now, they're filming The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and we may not get that for another 6 months. They've already filmed the 3rd season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's a wrap. It's done. They're finished. But we're not going to get new episodes. Well, I don't know when we're going to get new episodes now, because they were trying to film it around Jen's court case, but they keep pushing her court date back. So Lord, I don't know when we're going to get it now. They rushed to film season 3 because her court case was supposed to start in like March, but then they pushed it back, and now they've pushed the date back again. So, but anyway, I say all that to say a lot of these episodes are pretty new. So then we see Ashley meeting with her publisher and editor for her book. It's going to be a self-help book, but a get off your ass and work kind of thing. It's like, okay, you want these things, and here are your obstacles. Let's work a way to get through these obstacles, and now let's get the hell on and get it done. And the title of the book, I think she said, it's called Do That Shit. Now, let me say this. First of all, they were at one of my favorite restaurants. If you are ever in the DC area, make sure you make it to a Busboys and Poets. I really like Busboys and Poets. It's all Busboys and Poets. They have a bookstore, Black bookstore, where you can pick up all kinds of, from kids books all the way up to, novels, all the way up to, political commentary and historic, history and stuff like that. Great. I always spend too much money when I go to Busboys and Poets because I always end up in the bookstore. And also they have poetry nights. I've gone there to see plays. A friend of mine put on a one man play, and he performed it. I saw that there. So if you're in the DC area, check out Busboys and Poets. I really highly recommend it. Anyway, I don't know what happened to Joe Claire. That's a good question. I don't know what happened to Joe Claire, child. Like I said, I don't listen to the radio anymore. So honestly, I couldn't. I was in my cousin's car. When was that? Thursday night. Me and my cousins went out. We went out to dinner, and that's the first time I listened to the radio in forever. I was in her car, and even then we were listening to WKYS. We weren't listening to PGC. So I don't know. Joe Claire's still around. Okay, Bobo said he's still around. So Ashley is talking to her, and she's talking about getting the book done. And Ashley opens up to us a little bit and shares that she's dealt with depression, and she's been clinically diagnosed with depression. Oh, I do have a guest host. Come on, Miss Honey. I didn't think you want to come on because you just did the double duty, girl. I didn't think you was going to have you. I thought
no, you'll always be my top priority, honey.
Oh, thank you, love. Y'all, Miss Honey here. Miss Honey here.
With a dirty bird. I'm a dirty bird. I'm a dirty bird on Sundays.
Look, this is going to be a high hour because I got to get out of here. I got something to do.
Yeah, so me too. I got a pool waiting on me.
Listen, I'm with you. My family vacation starts and I have to drive down. It's about a 3-hour drive. My mom and them already left around 1. I told her I was going to get on the road no later than 4. So I said, I'm going to do everything is in the car. As soon as I hit the end button, I'm packing up my equipment and I am out the door. So
I hope you have a wonderful time and a safe trip, safe travels. If I forget, I want to tell you up front. And I also wanted to tell you something else too, but when you have a opportunity, I'll tell you.
You mean this is a backstage tell me, or is a
No. I was gonna say something about, I was gonna encourage you to, see if you can get some interviews, with some of the DC people, because you have such a heart for like the whole DMV area, you know so much about it, and you've given me so much context in terms of the show.
I honestly thought about it. I really did, because the one thing I can say about you and Miss Honey, you've been doing this YouTube thing long enough to kind of know what I'm getting ready, know what I'm saying. A lot of times when shows are new, it's a lot easier to get people. And one thing I'll say about your the Silvers and really the whole cast, I'm gonna say the whole cast, they are very, very active on social media. And I've even had Carlos comment on my videos, and
wow.
he's never commented on anything before. Like, I think maybe I ain't gonna say never, but maybe going back to the first season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, when really not a whole lot of people were watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. That first season, it really became a breakout hit towards like, I think their replay game made them a hit, but the actual season, there weren't a lot of YouTubers that were reviewing it and all of that. I was one of the few, and Carlos, I think, might have commented once or twice in that first season. But since then, so he's actually even commented. And I thought about reaching out to the Tylers and the Silvers. Actually, I did think about reaching out to them. I don't know. I'm not gonna say no.
I think the one thing that you have that I think you're a great interviewer anyway. I think you always bring a really non-biased energy that I can appreciate. But I think one of the, the icing or the cherry on top is the fact that you have a heart for the DMV and DC. You know a lot. I mean, you're quite knowledgeable anyway, but especially about the region, and it's apparent in your conversation. And I think it would just, for me, I would love to see it. I would love to see those conversations.
I love my city. I absolutely love my city. I love my childhood. I love my culture of my city, and when I see things that are authentic to that, it does. It really, and when I look at and that's the thing is, I don't want people to think that I'm just kissing their ass, because that's not it. But I love the Tylers. Yeah. I ain't gonna say I always like what they do or whatever, because they're people and they're not perfect, but I love them because they are DC. They are so DC.
Yeah.
Even when you heard when I looked at the nightcap last night, they were on the nightcap with Carlos, and Carlos asked Urana about that final scene with her and Winter. And Urana was like, yo, I'm from Northeast DC, and that Northeast was coming out. I'm from Northeast. Like, I'm like, girl, we might know the same people. Because I ain't gonna say she's not that much older than me, but she's more my brother's age. And I'm like, I feel like they might have known each other. Like, I want to know where she went to high school. I want to know all that, because that's part of the city I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's a great opportunity. I think it would be a great opportunity, and I think it would be good for us who's not from that area, who watch the show, who like the characters. It would just be great. I mean, you have the ability to bring out something that other interviewers who may not have those same similarities aren't able to do.
I'm thinking about, like I said, I thought about it. I really did. I actually thought about it. To be honest with you, the last couple of weeks I couldn't think about nothing but getting out of school. It was a lot going on these last couple of weeks. I was tired. I had a lot that I was trying to get done at the end of the school year. Like I tell people, I'm a teacher, but they got me in this semi-admin role where I had a lot of extra responsibilities. So I had a lot of closeout stuff. Also, I'm one of the teacher sponsors of the LGBTQ club. So we had pride activities going on all month. So it was a lot going on. So now that I can kind of breathe a little bit, I said I may reach out to them. I'm gonna meditate on it.
I'm going to commit to sharing your live and hashtagging and tagging them. And I encourage all of those of you who are in the audience to share it and hashtag ReallyB, because I just think it would be, I think you're the star that we know now. And so when you blow up, Shway, don't be like, girl, you remember I used to be on your Love and Marriage.
Girl, don't even. Okay? You got me over here blushing.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. I think it would be a great conversation. It's a missed opportunity. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to make it happen.
Look, Miss Honey know how to get in touch with me, y'all. So I feel like this ain't the end of it. This ain't the end of it.
This ain't no YouTube ship.
No. I got love for Miss Honey. I got love for Miss Honey.
Love for you too, honey.
But anyway, so Ashley opened up with us that she deals with depression, that she's actually been diagnosed with depression. And I thought that was really brave of her, because up until this point, we've seen this hard Ashley. We've seen this no nonsense. And I think it was really brave of her to share that aspect of her reality with us? I mean, what about you? Did you feel any? I mean, you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I was thinking when she said it, I was like, oh, come on. It felt like a catch-all. But then I was like, you know what? It is literally a catch-all. It literally
Yeah.
is a catch-all because there's so many things that go on with you, not just as a mom, postpartum, but just as a Black female. It is the catch-all. It could be mania, but we tag it as depression first. Whatever it was, she went through something, and she
Yeah.
marked it in her life, and she felt the
Yeah.
need to get over and heal from it. And we have to respect people's, right to say, I went through it.
Yeah.
I went through it in my own way.
Exactly. And I think we also, as a society, I think we also have to identify that some forms of depression are situational. It doesn't mean that I'm depressed the rest of my life. It means that in
And
this moment
seasonal.
right now, this scenario, and if I don't do something to change it or fix it, this is where I am. That is why, as much as I'm not a Robin Dixon fan, that was why I really pushed back on a lot of, I do a panel, and I really pushed back because a lot of people on the panel tried to write off what she was saying last season about her having seasonal depression as, oh, it's just a storyline, it's not real. And I'm like, we can't do that. And we've got to stop doing that. For as much as you might not personally like her character on the show, we do know that we went through a global panorama. We do know that it affected a lot of people. And that doesn't mean that she is depressed forever. It just means that in that moment, with everything going on, with whatever she got going on with Vaughn, she's stuck in the house with the boys. Whatever it was in that moment, I believe that she probably legit went through something. I believe that. Again, I just think we have to be careful when we try to take away people's experiences. Especially based off of a TV show. It's one thing if me and you friends, and I know you on a day-to-day basis, and you like, girl, I'm just so depressed, and I'm like, Miss Honey, you ain't, girl, come on. Stop.
Have you tried brushing your teeth, washing your face,
right?
Getting in the shower.
If you have a personal connection and you can identify that, right?
But also just stand back off of it. If you owe taxes, if you lost your fortune to someone you trusted, if your marriage isn't or your relationship isn't ideal, you're under the spotlight, but that spotlight is how you keeping the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It can weigh on anybody. It's the possibility of it is always there.
And I agree. And that's why I don't take away her experience, because I think that we can't oversimplify her experience. I just think it's not fair. But again, I don't want to go too deep, but yeah, I feel the same way. So then we see the Taylors, they're doing their TikTok thing. And let me say this, I have been doing TikTok since the Panorama, right? I ain't know nothing about no TikTok before that, but I got into TikTok then. I do remember, like, I have seen their TikToks. I didn't know who they were, but I have seen their TikToks.
Well, I made a note today to go out and see if I can find them, because I haven't seen them.
Anybody that makes money off of TikTok, to me, you TikTok famous. If you monetize on because in order to be monetized on TikTok, you have to have 10,000. You have to have 10,000 followers. That's more than YouTube.
Yeah, way more.
So in order for you to even be eligible for monetization, so to me, like, I don't even have 1,000 on TikTok yet, and I don't really do it like that, so I ain't tripping. But I don't even have 1,000 on YouTube. I mean on TikTok. So for them to be over 10,000, and like I said, the one I remember seeing from them is two that I remember seeing from them. The one I remember seeing from them is, you ever seen the skit on TikTok where the girl asked her husband, or the husband asked the wife, whatever, let me see your phone? And he hands over the phone with no problem, like, oh, here you go. But then he gets up and he like leaves the house. So they have a skit where, and I remember Jason, because I remember thinking he act like he don't want his daddy to kiss him. But now I know that it's that his eyes, that's his, that's his affect from his disability. But he gave Urana his phone, right? They were laying on the couch. He gets up, he kisses Jason. He goes in the closet, he gets a suitcase, and he walks out the door. Like, and I remember thinking it was so freaking hilarious. So I remember that skit. And then they did the other one about when you beefing and she petty. Like, he stole all her wigs, she stole all his shoes. It was funny. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet. You know, I'm not. I like to watch TikToks, but I don't do well with talking within a certain time frame. You know, I take my time, and sometimes when I be looking at stuff, I be hacking. You know, trying to learn a hack. I got to keep stopping it. Everything go by too fast. It's too fast for me.
Well, so they were doing their TikToks, and then we found out that they were talking about what happened at the Salt Cave,
which it went a completely different way than I thought it was going to go. I really liked this scene.
I did too, because at the end of the scene, I felt like he heard her and he accepted.
And I felt like she stuck to her guns. She didn't back down and say, no, you're not this way, you're not that way. She was like, no, let's just be real.
Right.
When she said you're aggressive towards me, I was like, ooh, you got to watch that. That right there could go horribly wrong, especially in the cancel culture. Yeah, be careful, Jamie.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful.
Yeah. The perception of you being abusive, but you don't even want it.
The thing about Jamie, and again, this goes back to Jamie has a harsh tone, but Jamie, I don't think it comes off harsh. Like he has a harsh way of speaking. You know what I mean?
He seems like a woofer. Yeah.
Exactly.
My daddy said, don't woof up at me. He seems like a woofer. The kind of guy that's just like a lot of. And
that's why that night that they were talking about
intimidating.
Right. That's why that night that they talk about When Is Love and Marriage DC, it comes on Saturday nights on OWN. But that's how I know that night that she showed up at the club and she said you were yelling at me, and he was like, I wasn't yelling. Yes, you were. You were doing exactly what she said you did. You did exactly what she said you did. Now, whether you meant to, whether you realized it, whether in your mind it was that serious, those are whole nother conversations. But you did exactly what she said you did. You know what I'm saying? But I also think she's used to it. It's just a matter of, sometimes you
like you said,
get embarrassed.
It changed everything for me when we talked and you said how she typically handles him. I was like, oh man, I didn't even think about it like that. How she typically handles it. She typically navigates those waters by, nice kitty, calm kitty.
Right.
Quiet kitty.
Exactly. And see, she showed up that day on 20, and she wasn't in the space to do what she normally does, and that's where the clash came in, because he's used to her handling it a certain way, and when he was like, "Why are you tripping?"
Yeah, because she handled it beautifully on the couch this time. Yeah, because it could have went south if he had to start woofing like, "Don't nobody tell me. She don't know me. She don't know nothing about me. You've been talking about me." But she, she did. She was very honest with him, but at the same time, she was keeping it real calm, keep it real copacetic, And I like that.
And I appreciated that he was like, "I'll go back and talk to her."
I do it. I really think he's intrigued.
I really feel like he tuned that woman out. And the more Urana was talking and saying, well, she said this, she said that, I think he was like, she did? Oh.
No. When he said he didn't remember, I think he wanted to see how much Urana knew. He knows what that lady said. If he down in my comments, he paying attention to people's comments, he know what that lady said about him. It just rang true for him. What he did was he led Urana into the conversation by saying, I don't really remember it. What did she say? And Urana was like, she said, you bully, you bark, you woof up, you bulldog. He's like, okay. Okay,
like,
all right, I get it.
I hear you. Okay. So then we see Monique meet up with Ashley at her photo shoot for her book cover. And again, we see another part of Ashley that I think was very vulnerable, where she was saying that she didn't even want to be on the cover of her book. Like, that was something that she had to sort of reconcile and say, if I'm telling women, if my whole book is about being assertive and assured and standing and getting the work done and being that boss, how could I shy away from the photo shoot, from doing the work? You know what I mean? And I feel like, again, she was vulnerable to the audience.
Yeah. I mentioned this on Kempire because I watch his live. I think he does it on Mondays, but it's really good conversation because it's a lot of DC people in there too.
Yeah.
And he was talking about her styling. And I said, maybe that's why I perceive her as to being a little bit older. I think that photo shoot, all the things that you said are true as well. But additionally, why was she wearing brown? Why was she wearing brown on the cover? I didn't understand
I don't know
that.
who
Why
styled her
isn't she more vibrant? She's more vibrant in the confessionals than she is, you know, in scene. And I just, again.
And I wonder if she styled herself.
Maybe.
I wonder if she, because again, I'm with you. There are certain things that a person would not recommend. And her skin tone, I would have given some bright colors.
Something
her skin
bright.
Tone is so beautiful, and she has the reddish undertone to her skin, and it's so much that she could have picked up.
I mean, I would have found me a mambo sauce colored suit from somewhere.
Yeah. And I feel like she should have given us a couple of different looks.
Different looks.
From. Yeah, and again, we may have only been getting a fragment of the photo shoot. Maybe they did do more looks, but
maybe, but I didn't like that brown. And it pulls her down. It makes her look older. It made her look wider, frumpy. I didn't care for that. But again, this is just season 1. What I love about Ashley is that she's not just the mean girl we thought she was. And
I think that's what I liked about this episode, because I think we got that this episode.
Yeah.
You know, because the one thing that I appreciate too is I feel like Ashley isn't a mean girl just to be a mean girl. Like to me, and I mean, I hate to compare, but to me, Giselle is a mean girl just to be a mean girl.
Right.
Like you could just tell that is who Giselle has always been. I don't think that Ashley is a mean girl just to be a mean girl. We know that she is protective of her family. So that's why she rolled up in that manager's office and was like, okay, I'm pulling out my laptop. You pull up his schedule. We about to work something out. That's why she took her ass to his doctor's appointment. Because no, I'm not going to wait for you to tell me what the doctor said. I want to hear what the doctor said. You know, like I feel like it's with a reason. It's not just a mean girl for no reason. You know, and I think she's very conscious that like she said, I ain't everybody's cup of tea. I know that. And it is what it is. Because I think this is who she's always been. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Because again, because I said the same thing at the beginning. I was like, I ain't gonna like Ashley, but I'm really finding myself.
My first perception was she's gonna be a mean drunk.
Yeah.
And
but I was like,
just completely changed.
Exactly. Did you catch them on Carlos's after show?
I didn't, and you know what? I think I want to like binge it while I'm at the pool today. I think I'm gonna binge it.
If you don't watch any other episode, watch last week's episode when they were on there, when the Silvers were on there. Baby, Ashley, when I say Ashley had me all kinds of tired. I mean, I'm cracking up over here. I kept tweeting. She retweeted me. She was liking my tweets because when I say they were cracking me up, the two of them had me, and you know, Carlos was eating it up because he loved messy. But they got to talking about winter, baby. He asked Quick about
DJ Silver is good and messy though. He good and messy too. I like DJ.
They asked Quick, "What's up, Tabitha? Thank you, boo. Mwah. Thank you for coming through. Hey, little baby."
Maybe so.
They asked, you know, Carlos asked him about the DJ fun size, and Quicksilver was like, "You know what? It's cool because I am fun size." He said, "You know what, Carlos? I got this problem." He said, I've had this problem my whole life. I got the 3-leg syndrome. You know, he said, and when it was the way he did it, and I was dying. And Ashley was like, "Yeah, he fun size, all right, but what you say? He full size where it counts or whatever."
He the right size, the fun size, they were the right size.
You could just tell that they were a team, and they were hilarious.
Yeah, every time we see them together, it's apparent, and I love that it's apparent that they are a team. Unlike Chris and Monique. This episode, like, it was an awkward mess, but I'll let you lead us in there.
Now, see, I felt the exact opposite this episode, so we'll get there. Now, in this conversation, Monique shows up to the photo shoot, and they get to talking about Monique's new job and Ashley, and how both of them have gone from being housewives to working.
Just
what that
housewives.
Transition looks like. And Ashley cracks me up. Ashley was like, you know, Monique loves to talk about Monique's favorite subject is Monique because And Monique does always find a way to bring it back around to Monique now. She does. She
Absolutely does. I said it. I said that. I shut up, Monique. Monique, shut up.
Because I think that was because I feel like that was Ashley's moment.
You need to Ashley's moment. All you got, the easiest thing in the world to do is to shut up. And let me tell you why I say that. Because people want to be heard. If she had led Ashley in, Ashley would have talked through that whole scene. But she had to dominate it. And then call herself bringing some dirt. And that dirt fell so flat. You need to call Candy Burris, and ask her how to be a bone collector, because you're not good at it at all. Candy Burris is the master of bone carrying, because she doesn't come across like she being messy, but guess what? She being messy. Monique sucks at it.
And my thing is, if you're gonna give it to me all at one time. You done already stirred the pot good last week. Now you bringing me the remnants from the bottom of the pot. You should have dumped that whole pot out last week. So now you bringing me the DJ Fun Size Red Light Special situation.
It was such an awkward,
and it was hilarious because Ashley thought it was funny moment. And there was no reaction.
It felt so flat.
Her thing was, you just couldn't come up with nothing better. Like, okay, he's short. Yeah. She said, I ain't tripping off the nicknames because I got some nicknames for her ass. Yeah. You know, like, it is what it is. Yeah. So then we have, I think my favorite scene of this whole episode was when Chris and Quick went to the massage parlor and they got their feet massaged and they had this real man conversation. Yeah. When I tell you that I love that scene. I almost wish Jamie had been there. Yeah. I love that scene.
This is the second or third interaction between Chris and Quick where you can really see both men's hearts. Like just that they both have good hearts.
Yeah. And again, what Quick said was, he said, it sounds so cliche, but it's real. People from where I'm from, if you show emotion, it can get you killed. And again, I hate to be cliche about it, but if you go back to The Wire, that is the Baltimore that DJ Quick grew up in, right? Wow. Because he grew up in Baltimore in the 80s, 90s. That's when you look at The Wire, or what was that other? It was a short-lived series, The Corner, and that is where he grew up. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in that Baltimore, and so he's not lying. You show any type of emotion, you show any type of weakness, it's going to get you killed, or it can get you killed. And he said, I didn't even cry at my own mother's funeral because my dad told me men don't cry. So now you have a grown adult who doesn't know how to show emotion in a healthy way.
And then you have another adult who struggles with what that looks like because he has suppressed it for so long. It wasn't something that was encouraged. It's two different sides of it where they both want to, they both need to for different reasons, but they both kind of struggle with it. And I think it needs to be respected. And I appreciate them bringing it to light.
Right, because I think, and again, this goes back to show, and I said this in my review, that the difference between what the format of Love and Marriage is versus Housewives, because Monique was on the Real Housewives of Potomac for 4 seasons, and we never knew this about Chris. We never knew anything about Chris, and the fact that he grew up in an abusive household, that he grew up, his dad was a Vietnam vet, and it was a very toxic and very violent. And again, now it goes back to why he does allow his mother maybe to get away with the stuff that he allows his mother to get away with, because he grew up seeing his mother being abused and being violated, and there was nothing as a kid that he could do about it.
Yeah, Quick wanted to protect and look after his brothers, and likewise Chris wanted to protect and look after his mom.
Yeah, and so I just thought that again, I love seeing Black men. I love this with Black men, and I love the fact that Chris encouraged him to get therapy, and he even told him, he said, listen, it's a stigma, but he said, I really think you would benefit. And you heard Quick say, "Nah, I'm not comfortable telling people my business." Like he's still in that space.
But you're here telling people your business.
But
what I love is that we don't get authentic Chris. And now I'm glad you said you wish Jamie was here, because I don't think we've gotten, to see an authentic interaction except on that sofa with Jamie or Chris. We don't get to see their authenticity until they're with each other. Otherwise, like I said it on my review, I just feel like, not this review because I haven't done it yet, but I just feel like DJ Quick for me came across as kind of being fake. Like, he's just doing this thing, because his wife wants to be on reality TV. But when he mentors, when he talks to the youth, when he was talking to his brothers, he having those conversations, he comes across very authentic, in my opinion. And this is another one of those authentic scenes.
And I think had Jamie been in that scene, I think Jamie would have felt safe to let down some of his guard, because Jamie has guards too. Now there's stories there for whatever reason. There are stories there, and I feel the same way. I feel like, Jamie is going along with the get along to do the whole the whole reality TV thing. Right. But I think in that space, I think he would have felt comfortable, just like Quick. I don't even think Quick realized I am telling strangers my business, because him and Chris were in a comfortable space. Yeah. And I feel like Jamie might have opened up and shared something, even though he did it earlier on. But I just think that those three men together, I definitely feel like, and I loved it. Like, that was like my favorite scene of this whole episode, because it's just, we don't get that all the time.
Yeah. And I think definitely DJ Quick may be one of those people that benefit from group therapy more than one-on-one therapy, because it seems like he opens up when he's around people that he feels understands what he's saying, that masculine energy that understands. So he may benefit from group.
El Michelle said Jamie looked like he the kind of man that don't let nobody touch his feet. That might be true.
He do. He look like one of the people that don't eat spaghetti because it's red.
Right, like nah, we good. Nah, don't touch my feet, man. Don't touch my feet.
I don't eat nothing red from a woman. I don't eat nothing red from a woman.
Okay. So then we have an interesting scene. We see Urana and Ashley go to get the consultation. Urana wants it's called a skinny BBL. Now listen, when they showed Urana's body, I said, girl, you are beautifully made. Whether you want it or you made it, baby, you are beautifully made. Yeah. And I hate that she feels like she needs to do more.
But it's like she said, she's always on. And once again, you're so busy trying to work on Jamie and Jamie's relationship with the kids. You yourself need to do some self-development, because I think so. We've yet to see her, even after this revelation, without her makeup on. Maybe she is on TikTok, but without her makeup on. No. And then she's always kind of pulled. She's always kind of pulled together. This is another example. And I promise you, her breasts sometimes seem like regular breasts, and sometimes they're just like right here. I was
that like, is it the bra? Look in that pink dress? I said, girrl,
is it the bra, or is it me? Her breasts taking over, consuming her?
I think it's that the way them breasts is sitting in that pink dress is too much. I don't like it.
I mean, but it's just this constant look where she needs to look like, young and popping, and this whole.
But I think she does. I think she's beautiful. I think she
does too. I think she does too. Which is why she needs to go to therapy, because she doesn't see it.
I agree.
She doesn't see it. Now, I wonder if his aggression towards her has something to do with her appearance.
I think that's her, because like she said in the Salt Cave, that's who she's always been. She's always had to be perfect. She's always had to be that person walking out the door.
Or felt that she
even her mom
perfect.
said it, even as a child, she had to be. I think that's internal. And like she says, now you're comparing yourself to social media and stuff. And Ashley was right. Ashley said, listen, we can't compare ourselves to what we see on social media. It's filters. It's this. It's Photoshop. Hell, Look at how many times the Kardashians then got caught up in some Photoshop mess and that it ain't real. It's not really them. And so I was a little, I'm gonna be honest, this scene made me a little nervous. I don't want to be overly dramatic, but it made me a little nervous that maybe I'm with you, maybe she could benefit from talking to somebody.
I mean, she talks about how she runs. I was like, are we seeing some hidden body dysmorphia? Something that's mild? I'm not saying that it is, but like, or are we just seeing someone who's just overly critical of themselves? Because a lot of times it manifests itself in the physicality.
I agree. It's that borderline. Because again, I do not want to diagnose nobody.
Right,
right. It was a few things that she said that made me a little nervous, because as little as she is, and she was still talking about how she had some fat and she had some this, and Ashley was like, girl, what? Like, even the doctor is saying, I really don't have a whole lot I can take. It ain't a whole lot
you hear before. It's something you've heard before. When we've watched Beverly Hills and even the New York ladies, they go in thin as a whip and they see fat.
Yeah, they see fat. But then that gets into that, like you said, that body dysmorphia. And again, I'm not trying to diagnose nobody, but it makes me a little nervous.
But too much of anything is too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can go one way or the other.
I agree 100%. I agree. So also that came up, Ashley told Urana about the DJ red light, the red light special situation, which now, whereas Ashley thought it was funny, the DJ fun side, she laughed it off. No. Urana didn't find it funny at all. Now, I have my reasons on why Urana didn't find it funny. I'm gonna let you speak, and then I'll give you my 2 cents.
Listen, one, I think Urana does have to step her storyline game up. I think they've done a great job keep getting all the family members paychecks, but at the end of the day, people need to find you guys a value in this show. So she need to turn up just a little bit, okay? Because she's been mild-mannered Urana now for several episodes, and enough is enough, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, I don't want to say it out loud because I want you to get an interview, but listen, I think it struck a nerve. I think Ashley laughed it off because DJ Funside give her just what she need, fun or not. You know what I'm saying? He put it down. I think it's a part of her that it struck a nerve, and also I think she is genuinely thrown off with the fact that they were supposed to be talking earnestly, and she went back and repeated it the way she did. It's a lot of stuff going on. I think ultimately when she was about to go tick tick, that's what it was.
We're on the same page because I think a hit dog will holler. Ooh. It bothered her because of the origin story of the nickname.
Yeah. No animals were hurt in the production of this live, everyone. That dog my opinion. Holler.
And I mean, if that cost me an interview, then it just cost me an interview. But that's my opinion. I think this is what I think. I think that the Tylers are in a very good place right now. But I think that the Tylers weren't always in a good place. And Jamie don't want to go there because he probably really don't want to put his business out there like that. Yeah. And I think Urana is comfortable with talking about it. And I think that's where their internal conflict is, because you saw what he said to her at the dinner. Like, why are you bringing this up? Why are you?
And he's never even remotely alluded to the fact that she may have been inappropriate in the DMs. He's never even remotely said it. Now, that might be his own ego, but also I do think, like you said, that if they've already hashed it out.
Yeah, and I think, because again, you got to look at man versus woman. In his mind, okay, we had some shit, however deep it went. I'm not saying he actually cheated. I'm just saying they had some fragile moments, right? And we worked through it. We're in a better place. That was 5 years ago. That was 10 years ago. Because he said the same thing on the nightcap last night. He was like, I mean, that was 10 years ago. So again, y'all been married for 20-something years. That may very well be from 10 years ago. And you're done with it. You probably ain't even thought about it in 4 or 5 years. But like you said, it's that we need a storyline. We need to amp this thing up.
Yeah.
And I do feel like the winter thing, because like you said, we were talking and she was the winter talking about something. I didn't think it was a big deal. She was like, well, I didn't know it was confidential. She was like, that's self-explanatory.
Understood,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Because
to me, it is. To me, it is. That's how I was reared. 1 and 2 is something I learned very early on. That was one of the biggest betrayals I ever felt from anyone, was somebody going back and repeating something I told them in private. It was something I struggled with, and I told them, all of my feelings, and they went back and repeated it verbatim. It pissed me off because people never forgot the things they said about me, and they always reminded me. That was the thing that really pissed me off more than anything. Like, it was my secret, and I trusted you with it, and I didn't like that. Yeah. I don't like that, and I think she's right.
The reason why I say it's not self-explanatory, I guess, is because of how I think. And Ebby will tell you to this day, I could be talking to Ebby about something, and I say, girl, this between me and you. And she'd be like, girl, but my thing is, until I say it, I don't assume it.
Oh no, so you have to say it, I think. Yeah.
Right. And so that's what Winter was saying. Winter was like, well, I ain't know. And she said, well, that should have been self-explanatory. If me and you were just meeting and you're freely talking to me about your marriage issues, why would I think that that's something that you're telling me in confidence? You don't even know me.
Now, let me say this. If you tell me something, just me and you talking, it's assumed that we don't bring it up again unless you bring it up, right? Okay. This is just my thought process, and I may be naive here. But
no,
it's just
naive.
You and me.
It's just different. Yeah.
Just you and me. If you tell me something, the next time we talk about it is because you brought it up. I won't even bring it up to you until you say something to me, and I'll be like, oh yeah, what's up? What's going on with that, right? Okay. But if you sit down and you tell something and it's 3 or 4 people there, it's obvious to me it's not a secret. Now, I'm not going to sit there and do that in 3 or 4 people because I don't know which dog going to carry that bone. So I can see that. I can see if you're talking about it in this community space, then you don't have this, what is it, right to privacy, or this expectation of privacy.
Yeah. And again, I see what you're saying. I know how I think.
Right.
I assume nothing when it comes to conversations and stuff. Because first of all, I assume nothing because I have a big mouth, and I have gotten in trouble before for saying too much. And so now it's like, okay, well, is this something I can talk about, or I can't talk about it? Because I talk, and it's not with malicious intent.
Right.
Now, would I have gotten on the phone and been like, girl, I just got finished talking to Urana, you'll never believe. No. But if we're in this circle of quote unquote friends, and I'm talking to Monique, I would not assume that this is something that's me. And trust me, I ain't defending Winter because, but I'm just saying.
I agree with El Michelle. I think you have to make those assumptions. One, because for me, it's very little that shocks me. So when you tell me stuff, I may not even blink. But I pack that joke up and put it in the vault. If you want to talk about it again in front of people, if you want to discuss it, you discuss it. That's your business to tell, not mine. And I think what El Michelle is saying holds true too. It's just you and I talking. You gotta assume that was a private conversation between the two of us.
I guess,
and certainly don't be joking about it. Yeah,
for me, I don't make that assumption. But again, I understand that everybody ain't me.
But you should make it. You're right. You're doing it the smart way for sure. That's how a lot of people get hurt because
if I'm talking to you, if it's something I don't want you to repeat, I say, all right, this between me and you, Miss Honey.
Right.
But anything else I say to you, I just feel like it is what it is. But again, it's nothing wrong. It's just different. And that's a part of, that's the kind of stuff that when you become friends with people, those are the types of conversations that, or not, I can say conversation per se, but those are the types of things you have to learn about people because, again, things aren't always done with malicious intent. It just might be we think differently about something, and it doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong or vice versa. So so that's why I mean, y'all didn't know each other well enough for you to know what Winter would think or not think because that's y'all first. You don't even know that woman. And that's true too, Elder. It is a TV show, child. So people gonna carry.
I did say that though. I did say that on that episode. Of all people, why would you tell Winter anything about you?
Right. because Winter, I don't know what Winter thought. I don't know what Winter's intention was coming on the show, but
I think she's prepping ammunition. She probably does feel like these ladies could turn on me, and I could find myself.
Well, I heard that
with
it
my
went
back
down
up against the wall.
Listen,
and she's
I
getting
heard
her
it
ammunition
went down
together.
at the reunion, baby.
Really?
I heard it went down.
Like Baltimore down, or you know what I'm saying? Which mean down?
Baby, it went down. I mean, I don't think it was no physical altercation, but it went down. It went down. It was very explosive as far as Urana and Winter, and because I think things get worse towards as I think the deterioration of the relationship with Winter gets worse.
I think that we worried about Ashley being the tick tick boom, and Urana is probably more. I think
Urana is the tick tick, and it's always that one because Ashley is giving you all her cards now, but Urana is playing nice. Not playing nice, but I think Urana is the one that I think that's the one y'all need to be
most
looking
people
at.
Who spend their time looking perfect.
Right.
Most people who spend their time looking perfect have a
even compared to her and Jamie, because again, Jamie is telling you who he is. Yeah. There's no secret there. But with Urana, it's like you said, it's that smile, smile, smile. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
But even Jamie, she wants you. She love you. She want to be married to you. I'd look out, baby, if she didn't want to be with you no more, though, because she seemed like she could really be a handful.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a snapped episode. Yeah. Jamie will be in one of them abandoned buildings they flipping.
Ooh, in that dirty toilet water. But okay. I was glad to see this from Urana. It was nice. It was a good. It was
baby. Urana showed up and she was ready to show out. You hear me? She was
when she put that short bob on. I said, "Ooh, that short hair. That short hair. That's fighting hair. That is fighting hair."
Child, can we acknowledge that Ashley is not getting enough credit for these zingers that she is giving in her confessionals? When she said the heaviest thing on Urana is her wig.
Oh my gosh, she do wear a lot of hair, and she run in that hair. She run whole marathons in that hair.
I said, you know what, Ashley and these zingers. She said Monique's favorite subject is Monique.
Yeah,
she just got the zingers, and it's equal opportunity. It is equal opportunity.
Yeah, okay? She's the sleeper here because again, we thought she was one way. She's turned out to be kind of fun loving, and she's kind of tick tick. But I think Urana's going to take that tick tick boom from her, and I think we're probably going to see a little bit change from what we initially thought Urana was to who Urana really can be,
baby.
So I'm enjoying both of them.
That was this week's episode, you guys. I appreciate everybody. There's 56 people in the chat. If you are not subscribed to Miss Honey, y'all make sure y'all head on over to Miss Honey's channel. She reviews Love and Marriage DC. She does all of the powers. She's doing P Valley right now.
Queen Sugar. I can't wait for Queen Sugar. Yeah.
Oh, it's the final season of Queen Sugar, and oh my goodness. You know, they were doing a fan thing where you could send it a video and they would like maybe show it. But I think I might have missed the deadline. I just want to do a video because they wanted you to be like, what has Queen Sugar meant to you or something? And it was too much for me to think at that point.
Outside of the Power series, Queen Sugar is probably going to be my last long-term review. I'm still going to do reviews for Power because I'm diehard, and P Valley. I'm day one from that. But I'm moving in a different direction with my channel, which is why I kind of weaned off all that reality TV and stuff. So you guys check me out. My thing is details. I do details. So if you think you're going to get a 20-minute review for P Valley, you're not. But it's going to be an hour 10. But you're going to love every details.
But she gives you stuff to think about. And she comes at angles that, like, a lot of times I'm listening and I'm like, oh, okay. I ain't think of it like that. But I definitely. So y'all make sure y'all are subscribed. And if y'all ain't subscribed to me, hello.
What are you waiting on? What are we doing here? Let's hit the button.
We had a good time. Make sure you are hitting that like button. We probably will not be back next Sunday, But next Sunday we will be having my birthday celebration, my virtual birthday party, because my birthday is next Saturday. I'm going to be out of town, but I'll be back Sunday. So when I get back on Sunday, it'll probably be Sunday evening. We will be having our birthday, my virtual birthday party. So y'all make sure y'all be here.
Okay, you got your PO box in there. I just wanted to Marlboro. Anyway, you got your PO box. I just want to in case someone wanted to send you a birthday.
Oh, well, ain't you tweet?
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to everyone in the chat. I've been looking at y'all comments. Y'all crazy.
I don't have your permission to go live Saturday. I'm not going live Saturday. I said I ain't going live. I said when I get back Sunday.
Saturday. Thank you, El Michelle.
And I'm going to be with my family, so I'm going to be in the moment. So I may, if I do go live, it'll be just a quick little live to show y'all what I'm doing on my birthday, but it ain't going to be like a live. We're going to have a birthday party, a virtual party next Sunday. If I said Saturday, I meant Sunday. I mean
next Sunday is your virtual party.
Mm-hmm.
Who the DJ?
I don't know if we're gonna do music because if we do music, I can't keep it up. So I don't know. Yeah. All
right, that's what's up. I'm excited.
Well, thank you. But if we do decide to do music, my music, my boy, Thunder.
From down under, what Thunder?
What's Will's DJ name again, Lord? I don't forget his
boy.
DJ name.
You got to know these things.
Anyway, but I'll have it up there if we decide to do it. But like I said, the only thing with that is that I can't keep it up, and I would, I'd like to keep it up. So.
Well,
not called DJ Fun Size. I ain't doing this with y'all. I will talk to y'all later because I am literally packing up my equipment and getting on the road. All my stuff is in the car, minus all of this stuff I got to take. So
you be careful out there, Really be.
I will. Thank you so much. Right. Y'all have a great time. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.